Testing out the push to talk. Yo, 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 yo. Playing some Her Story. This game is sick because we're trying to solve like a murder case, and I've deleted all my game data. I spent about an hour and 20 minutes checking this game out, and decided this was a good thing to check out and play with the Dotp. So we'll play together, and we'll try to crack this case. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen or what even is going on. I've put together a couple things, but no spoilers. I haven't looked too deep into it, but without further ado, it's Her Story. And if you've got anything you want to interact with in the chat or comments, just let me know, and we'll use that to help crack the case. Unless you already know what's going on, please don't spoil it, you jerk. Unofficially brought to you by my monster. So the premise behind the game is that you've been given access to this search database, and what it does is it searches through videos, and the videos are a lady's interview responses to questions that were asked to her by detectives. So as you play, you basically use this search database to try to figure out what possibly could be going on. And the word murder. The word murder was already kind of in there, so let's search that. See, it brings up 4 clips where she speaks the word murder. And you click on these clips. Gives you the length of time. You have the ability to add your own search tags, so if you notice things about these videos and you want to add a search tag, you can do it here, and that allows you to retrieve that video later on.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay, so in that clip, obviously it was murder. What can she do to help? Not too much information there. So these, you could tell, are like 2 different sessions here, and then this is like, it looks like another session, but these look like they were the same sessions. These 2 are 2 different sessions. Maybe around similar times, because they look like they're in the same room at least.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay, so we hear that she says the word murder. That's why that clip's in there, obviously. But, so somebody named Simon was murdered. And something to do with the month of February, maybe. Let's just keep rolling for now.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Denying it there.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
That was kind of weird. That one was weird. So, wow, she seemed pretty like up in your face in that one, huh? Guess Simon. If we want to narrow these 61 entries down, the way that we have to do that is by using additional search words, actually. Because there's so many entries that use the word Simon, and you only get access to the first 5. Look more deeper, we can put a space between there and use another search word, and that'll show basically any video that contains Simon plus the other word that we were searching for, and give us a little bit more ability to search for things that are more specific. But as of right now, I don't know who Simon is. Let's try to find that out, at least through these first 5 videos. And then maybe search something like February. February was something else that stood out to me from the last clip that contained his name, so we'll check that out. If you guys have any ideas, just throw them up there and I'll be happy to incorporate them into the search. Honestly, I have no idea where this is going, so wherever the rabbit hole leads through either your wards or mine, I'm happy to explore.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers.
Okay, so you can control the video if you want to look for like maybe nuances in her face or something, or you think, oh, that's what she does when she's lying or something. I don't know how deep it goes, but at that point, I think that would kind of be the point of having this level of control. But that's cool. That's cool.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
Somebody close, apparently. Lover, spouse.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Okay, something at a bar. Barmaid named Helen.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
That seems useless. I don't know anything about that.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next? Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident.
So this is when she just thinks he's missing, then she doesn't even know anything's...
So what do we do next?
He's dead, apparently, at this point. Interesting. Looks like Helen only comes up that once, but if you notice, there's like no eye there, so this is a clip we've already seen. Helen doesn't seem to be a big deal. Let's look up February. Clip we've seen before, but let's just check it out again here.
That's me.
It's looking at a picture.
But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay. Let's see what comes up here.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Yeah, he's talking like he's alive pretty consistently there.
Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
Man, not much, so... They sure did talk to this lady a lot though, huh? Search alibi. I figure maybe she was at some point giving one, maybe she mentioned it, so
It happened very quickly.
see what comes up here.
We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger.
What
Better to keep the
was
body in the house
that?
than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Wow. So adding to the section puts it down here so you get quick access to it. And that definitely seemed like a big deal. I'm actually going to look into the broken mirror and see if there's any more conversation about that. That seemed like a big deal. feel like I want to see that again.
It happened very quickly.
See if I can pick up anything on
We hardly had to talk to each
that.
other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
The watch. So this must have been where the body was found, I guess. Let's check and see what's going on with that.
It was after dinner. I had spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
She was describing finding the body right there. What? Here she was definitely talking about taking the body to that place, so I'm gonna save this one as well. There we go, cool. Man, and that was really close. That's 7-3, this was 6:27. 7-3 and 6:27 on the date there, those are close. These are more conversations. Notice the yellow eye, that's videos we haven't seen yet of her mentioning this cellar that we searched for.
No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen, you can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
So, okay, yeah, so she knows too much about it even at this point. And this looks like from a few days later.
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. Only worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said.
That dead body cleanup crew
But we
brought
had
to
to
you
put
by
some
Monster
stuff
Energy
out.
Drinks.
Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
Not much there. Not much there. And then we've got that clip. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? There's a lot. She says she did. She mentioned the watch being hurt. Let's look into that a little more. Oh. Whoa, 5 clips. So in this clip here, she mentions him having a watch on and that being her touch. These 2 clips, this clip looks like it's from this session. This looks like a clip from this session we just watched. I want to watch this one first just because chronologically it's next to the one we just heard, so my mind is in this space right now already.
yes. We'd fight. We've walked on the beach once and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach. And I held her head under and I kept it under.
Eve?
And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship.
She's crazy. Okay. Maybe look up some Eve. That seemed totally unrelated to anything.
He was wearing a shirt, a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric.
Not me.
He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Cases, stuff of him missing. Things he went doing. So that was her still describing stuff that that would just help them find him prior to what? Finding the body? What's the date on this one? Let me check that. 6/18. 6/27. 6/25.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Not much there, I don't think.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch.
Oh, baby.
It was a gift from Eric. He got
Not
it this
me.
year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Boom. What we have down there are the watch files. She was in Glasgow. That's her alibi. That's why she set the watch to that time, so that she would have an alibi. She says she puts the body in the cellar. But why? The baby, protecting the baby.
No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We'll never go into this.
I want to try to get more descriptions, so this looks good because it looks like I've got clips related to the clips that I've been looking for so far. I want to hear more about when the body was found. Let's look at the guilty sounding stuff first.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
Crazy and useless.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess.
Florence.
When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin
Oh, and
with other
Eve.
stuff in it.
Eve was the name of
Older
the person she
papers.
said she tried to drown.
Letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there.
Her story, what the shit.
I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand. I guess I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead.
Rough.
I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Weird.
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage,
Jesus Christ.
the worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Wow. Stuff went down, huh?
No. Well, yes. He found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
So far, nothing about when the body was found, which is fine.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body. I
I don't know that I can add anything beyond that. Okay, so... Hey, baby. They list these chronologically, that's cool.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead, but I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Just another day on the job.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby.
Oh my god.
I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up.
Oh my god.
Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
So she got taken by the midwife, Florence, and found out in her diary.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight.
Oh my god.
It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her.
Are you kidding me?
Across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in a mirror. She was me.
Unreal.
No, it was just me and her. It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when it came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
What the hell is she going off on right now? Like, seriously. What does that all have to do with anything? Oh my gosh, breakthrough.
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Oof.
I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
Man. Why can't we find the answer? on some of these Ys.
He has a wallet, a huge silly thing, leather, real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff, business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. He sets the discs.
Oh, I
I
hear
haven't
you,
seen
man.
it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before, when he comes in, if he's in the house. I mean, I don't know. Something must have happened to him on his way home. He could be hurt. I mean,
Still
why hasn't he phoned?
hasn't found the body yet.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. He's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die.
What is this?
It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure it is.
What was that? That was weird, huh?
God, I don't know. Could be anyone. Maybe someone follows him back from the pub. But why would he let them in? Doesn't make sense.
Man. So hard to pinpoint. This is a long clip.
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone.
Well, there was an affair she mentioned.
Simon's
too.
dead. But I have my baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs?
Ooh.
You cheated on your wife. Is this your thing? An affair? Simon wasn't having an affair.
Crazy. Whoa. Fruit?
No. I was 15. Carl was older.
Jesus.
17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid.
Telling.
So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Start digging a little deeper on the baby too after this one.
No! You're talking to the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut. If you think I'm the kind of person that would have had sex with all those guys. So, our sex life is probably fairly average for a couple after 10 years of marriage. Really? You're going to ask me about my sex life? I mean, isn't that private? Are you married? How is your sex life? I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do, to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I knew it was stupid not to tell you everything.
She's a liar.
Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. Now he's...
Jackpot. Look what we
I've
found.
never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work? Yes. I'll take a lie detector test.
Holy cow.
My name. That was the only question I failed. Your lie detector works.
Wow.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
So much on Eve.
My mother called me Eve.
What is that? What the hell? Okay. Sister?
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Hannah and Eve. What's that tapping, dude? That's some personality shit right there. That's a crazy clip right there, huh? Wow.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve, so my parents let me off. Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid, and she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes. Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
That is unreal. So, she was born a twin. The midwife told the mother that she was dead, took her, raised her as a baby. She recognized her sister across the street, would sneak into that house, and then just described an instance where she would get confused, her mom confused her as her sister, because her mom doesn't know she's alive. She was in her mom's house. Still trying to figure out who Eve is. Simon is dead. She had something to do with moving the body. She placed a watch on him that had a time on it. The time was lined up with the time that she was in Glasgow. There's a video of her admitting that she did that to make her alibi stick. I haven't gone down the road of Glasgow. Maybe that's where we'll start next time. But that's it for her story for now. Hopefully you thought it was sick. It's a good game. I really definitely recommend that you check it out. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, welcome back.